Hey guys, good morning. Well, this morning I was thinking about Isaac Kappy and, everything we learned about Isaac Kappy, his disappearance, the numbers in the media related to his disappearance, 42. Let me show you this. This is a Federal Bureau of Investigation document related to Jeffrey Epstein. And the document is called General Forfeiture Matters, WSTA Child Prostitution. And this is on the site Berners Me, Berners, and the Man. Snarky, cheeky, grumpy, dopey, never bashful. I was looking at these, this love. I don't know what it's made of, if it's made of metal, but it sort of almost looks like wicker, or reminded me of the Wicker Man, if you guys know what that is. So Isaac Kappy, if no one has been following the story, was a person who came onto the internet and had, quite a reach, quite a following. And he spoke about Hollywood and some bad things going on in Hollywood. And then all of a sudden, one day, he disappeared. And many things were said about his disappearance. People came forward with footage related to the disappearance. The Department of Public Safety came forward with certain comments. And all of these comments seemed, the people following the Isaac Kappy story seemed to think something else was going on. All right. So in his last Instagram message, he referenced the 4th of July, 2019. All right. July 4th, Return of the King, Return to the Light. And so what we started to do, and many people on the internet started to do this, was look into the coded language of certain statements he had said, certain things that were released that we found, like he had been supposedly hanging out with a friend in Los Angeles, and then a police picked him up and took him somewhere and put him in some kind of confinement in a mental institution. And not a mental institution, but a place where they observe you and you're kept overnight, a mental facility. I'll just call it a facility down in Culver City. And there were all of these leads, right? And the weirdest part is when we ran his background check, the phone that was Isaac Kappy's phone was never turned off. The phone was not turned off, and it showed that people had seen him at his locations. He has 2 locations that, I can ascertain. But I think everyone thought at one point this is an event that hopefully he is okay and not being held anywhere. The people that did think he was alive wanted him to come back. But many people, if you go on the internet, many people disappear every day. And they do come back. Sometimes they come back years later. So this person on this website talks about something big would have greatly pleased Isaac Kappy, and I agree too. Did occur over the 4th of July weekend. On July 3rd, news broke that Kappy's desire to unseal Epstein was granted by Second Circuit Court of Appeals, who ordered more than 2,000 pages of documents be made from the defamation lawsuit that Epstein victim Virginia Roberts Giuffre brought against Ghislaine Maxwell in 2015. Ghislaine is the daughter of Jan Ludwig Hyman Benjamin Hawk of Solotvo, Ukraine, better known as Robert Maxwell, Israel's super spy. Okay, you guys know that Ghislaine Maxwell, to me, is the important part of the puzzle. You know, if you look into Jeffrey Epstein's background, he shared the plane with this, I think, the state number on it, and had a plane with a tail number that belonged to Dynacorp. And he was, to me, he was a mover and a shaker in that world of human experimentation and working for, you know, the Department of Defense and Pentagon. So where does that leave Isaac Kappy? Who is Isaac Kappy, and why did he disappear? And are there any new leads about Isaac Kappy? Is there anything about Isaac Kappy? Any sightings of Isaac Kappy? Now, this is pretty interesting. I just want to point this out. You know, just from everything we've looked at, including Madonna FF, right? What is this FF here? Case ID, I don't know if that says 81E or 31E. I think it's an 8. 31E MM 108062 FF. Is FF forfeiture? Jeffrey Epstein, child prostitution. Request closing of forfeiture subfile FF. Investigation has revealed that. Okay. Now, what's weird about this document is right here. 9/11, case agent advised writer that Epstein is currently being prosecuted. On 9/11, okay, 9/11 is a huge thing happened on 9/11. And 9/11, when it happened, many people had different things to say about it. Many people said it didn't look like a building going down from a plane hitting it. Some people even suggested, and sorry if this is offensive to you, that it was CGI in some way. Not that the towers didn't fall. That's not CGI. The towers did fall. Towers did fall. But many people who are experts in 9/11 said that 9/11, the way the buildings came down, looked to be as if there was some kind of system of bombing or, you know, explosives. Let's just call it explosives at the bottom of the tower that fell because of the way it fell. So this I find odd, 9/11, because 9/11, it was ordered after this date by George W. Bush. There was something ordered about the war on terror. War on terror, right? So the war on terror basically allows terrorist acts on the American people. I know it's convoluted, but it does. And it has for a long time. I think that when you look up my date of surgery, you guys know I was really injured. It goes directly to an Osama bin Laden website, right? Which is odd, obviously. Because in the factions of government that hide the 9/11 stuff is the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, and then it says precedence routine. SA is secret agent, and then doesn't say what the secret agent's name is. Contact AFI. AFI is American Film Institute. It's just interesting if you start to look at these acronyms a little. MM, Marilyn Monroe, 108062 FF. What is this FF, you guys? What does FF on a FBI crimes, this is Crimes Against Children Task Force. Now, I know something about, the crimes against children and search warrants and what they're calling emails and what they're calling these internet searches. But again, if you look down here, it still doesn't tell me what FF means. So FF is a handwriting examination. And they're using FF. FF died as a result. FF. Contact FF, FBI. This one's in French. Not sure what the FF is. Targeting procedures. If anybody has researched what this FF is for, I mean, we know certain words that it is, but we don't know exactly what they're meaning here. So, did a YouTube truther spark the US Marshals to investigate Epstein's travels with underage girls at the Virgin Islands airport? When you look at Brackets and Jackets, is it's a song that Isaac Kappy came out with, right? And he's calling it Special Epstein Island Edition. And he just keeps talking about Epstein, but he also talks about a lot of people that got a lot of people kind of, the people who looked at it were watching this. They were watching all of the people, looking into all of the people, at least I did. And it's pretty interesting. Special Epstein Island Edition, right? Now, what's interesting is that Isaac Kappy had the reach. He had the, what you can call the voice of the people. Federal law allows you to play it. That's what that FBI sign was. Okay.
That's right. They want the record sealed. And they're paying a lot of people.
Okay, and he's doing this thing. He's a very charismatic individual, right? And when he came out, these are some of the things that I considered. How is Isaac Kappy, some famous person on the internet, how I found him, was saying, what happened to Isaac Kappy? That's crazy. Oh, I know who it was. It was, he was a Republican. He had always talking about bears, taken down from the internet several times. He would play guitar, had a farm, a child, I can't remember his name. So I was watching that, which had been pushed to me. You guys know how the algorithm works. Pushed to me. And I was watching it, and then he said something about Isaac Kappy and said, yeah, that's crazy. And then I started seeing stuff about Isaac Kappy. And then I went to Periscope and saw the last video. But then it seemed as if many people saw this last video of Isaac Kappy. Now, when I type in last video of Isaac Kappy, this comes up. Daddy's Girl, the Dakota Williams story, which is very odd. Isaac Kappy, we got the NPC show, and then we got Mae West. Ghost of 20 complete series. This is the one that I think I found pretty interesting. When you go to it,